Good morning, everyone. This is Roshan joining from Spain. Welcome on Transformative Times, 360-degree live show. Today, we are having a prominent and young personality from Maharashtra, India. He is continuously working with so many, the social activists, along with right agenda for developing a society and helping others to contribute towards a social cause. Apart from that, we just wanted to reiterate the message from World Health Organization: wash your hands, wear your mask, and maintain social distancing. As we are going through this coronavirus pandemic, and it's the safety of every individuals are more important while handling this difficult outbreak across world. So join with me to welcome Prashant Waghaye, who is Indian social activist and also helping towards towards education system he's working as a teacher in an English medium school in Lakni, and that's what I would like to welcome Prashant Waghaye on our live stream show. Welcome, Prashant.
Hello. Hi. Good
Yeah.
afternoon. I hope there is morning. Here is afternoon.
Absolutely. Here's the morning, and thank you for joining with us. And it's indeed a pleasure pleasure to have you on board on Transformative Times 360-degree live show. We are
Yeah.
going straight towards the question, and the agenda of this discussion is about the education system, how we are going through. Being a social activist, what you think for this situation, how we can contribute towards improvement of continuous life of people who are going through this difficult time, right? So just if I look at Prashant Waghaye, right? If I look at Prashant Waghaye as a social activist and also Indian teacher, uh, what made you to think to work for a social cause on the ground, as you being a president of Swapnapurti Foundation in Lakni? And I feel your foundation is still trying hard to help others what they want and what they want to achieve during this difficult time, right? So just if you can elaborate, what was your inspiration when you started Swapnapurti Foundation, and what is the aim and vision for your mission?
Yeah. Uh, Hello, everyone. Those who are watching, this is Prashant Waghaye. Let me tell you, when we born, we come with some motto. As we all come on the earth, we all have some targets, some mottos. So when I was studying in my college, so at that time, I was thinking many of the people are there, those who are earning daily, and their daily purpose is to earn for two times and to have sleep only, because they couldn't expand their world, they couldn't expand their ideas. In such case, we have seen some students were there, those who wants to study, but they couldn't because of various problems. In such case, we have started an initiative like giving them notebooks, giving them educational aids. But apart from that, giving some more things which will fulfill their demands. With respect to this, an idea emerged, and me and some of my friends joined hands together and formed an organization and named after it Swapnapurti Foundation. And this is how the Swapnapurti Foundation began.
Good to know, Prashant, because as you mentioned clearly, right, there are many social and ground issues which mostly people are looking forward for getting some encouragement and help from foundation, right? So there are various NGOs in India
Yes.
working for noble cause and also helping others life through education empowerment, gender equality. There are many themes are all about, right? So what Swapnapurti Foundation is all about, so as you mentioned, right? So you guys are having the long-term vision to help others, but in what sense? Means how you guys are contributing towards others' life?
See,
Yeah.
generally, what happens? Very good question, Mr. Roshan. The problem is, everyone thinks about the development, but for development, we need some good services. And for getting good services or for giving good services, we need good education. So we started this NGO first to work in the field of education. first our students, our children need good education. If they will get good education, then they will look after various good services, and good education along with the good services will definitely leads to the development. And with this respect, we started our work in the field of education, and we have given number of educational aids to the various poor students, and we could see the result. Now you must know, you are from India, so at fifth standard or eighth standard, there are some exams like scholarship exam, national talent search exam. So we provide our students, our kids, those who belongs to rural area, free education, free question sets, and with respect to that, they can study. When they will study, they will get more knowledge about the various facilities and various aspect, and this will step by step leads to the development. So if you ask about the inspiration, we had our very respected professors during the college, those who lead us to this motive. They could make us see the problem in the society, and we could be a part of it. So we just thought we can't change everything, but we can change something. And as former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir said, if you want to begin any change, that should be start from you. So, as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, we thought we should start something, and we have started this NGO in the year 2012, and it is a very pleasure moment for all of us that it's 10th year, means in coming few months the NGO will have completed 10 years.
Good to know that, Prashant. I think you guys are doing good, and this is what the small contribution towards society from individuals are more important for expecting a big contribution from someone else, right? So it's all about joint efforts. When you run some NGOs or any mission, it's all about teamwork and team efforts to to enable that platform. But if you look at if I look at Prashant Waghaye, right? So when Prashant Waghaye started this NGO 10 years ago, and I see that in most of the society there are people, when you start on when you work on some social engagement, social activity, there are people who always think about why Prashant, this is why Prashant is focusing on this kind of social cause, what is his motto, right? So people try to pull you down, try to they always there to, for criticize, and they laugh when you do something different what they cannot do. So in that sense, when you have started, there might be a situation where people are laughing, right? So Mahatma Gandhi said, people will first laugh, they will insult you, they will reject
Right.
you, and they will cry, right? So this is
Yes.
a story, this is a story of everyone. Whereas when you want to start something and you want to lead something else, somewhere else, this is a the process of transformation to become a leader. So is that the Prashant Waghaye has gone through this kind of situation? If you could share that kind of experience and how you motivated from such kind of criticism to handle, and you are leading that organization in last 10 years in a positive way.
Yeah. Yes, obviously, as you said, everyone, while doing every good cause, we face some difficulties, we face some challenges, but at the same time, we see some good result also. I would like to tell you that when we begin, so at that time, I didn't have a good idea about what is registration, how to get various permissions and all. But once we have started doing in the process, in the year before 10 years. So we faced a lot of challenges like where to go, means to whom we are supposed to contact, what is the authority. For example, if we have to conduct any program in for public, so to whom we have to concern. Various problems we have faced, and as you said, some people ignored us, some people criticized us that they are doing nothing, they are doing just some useless things. But our motto was fixed, means we know that where we have to go and by what way. We neglected the people, those who are criticizing us. We never blamed them, but we ignored them, and that's why our way was very much perfect. And I think the result is here. We have conducted 30 plus very good programs, which includes women empowerment program, which includes a self defense camp for the girls, which includes as good seminars for the aspirants of the various competitive exam. And I guess you are also the one part of our program in Lakni. So we just started running on the track, but we have decided that we must run on the right track, because how much fast we run doesn't matter, but running on right track matters. So we decided, after some time, we get to know that what is exact people to whom we are supposed to contact, what is the exact path we are supposed to have. And once we got the idea, then from that moment we were very clear. But absolutely, we faced the problem, we faced financial problems, we faced problems like, if we want to take any program, then what about the venue, what about the location? We couldn't afford the finance of any particular hall, lawn, etc. And how to get the audience. For example, we are planning a program for the college students, so what college students will come to us and how to contact them. Many problems, means, we just begin from a point, and we had lots of problems, lots of challenges. But by the grace of God and love of all and cooperation of all, we found good path, and we are running successfully. And in coming years also, we have planned to go further.
It's indeed nice to know that your journey, and I see that the criticism is always always in a life is required, right? So if people are not there for criticize, you will not able to get some pinch back, right? So pinch back is important. Even the greatest leaders, even Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama, the big leaders always gone through this kind of criticism, right? So if there is no criticism, you will not have a pressure to perform your duty or responsibility.
Right.
So nicely
Absolutely.
explained. But apart from that, I seen Prashant Waghaye has grown in last 5 to 6 years as a young and promising leader in Maharashtra. I also heard that you have you have the strong mentors who are leaders in Maharashtra like Nana Patole, Mr. Praful Patel. These are the people you are always learning many things from them, and you are coming from the same area. Whereas these great leaders of India who has given so many things for India, right? So, for example, Mr. Praful Patel was a former aviation minister, and he's still improving and developing football in India. Apart from that, Mr. Patole, he was recent ex assembly speaker, right? So in Maharashtra, and he also proven greatest leadership and benchmark for Maharashtra and as well as India. What what you get from these two leaders, because you are coming from the same area, and what are the values you see from these two leaders to learn and then give back to society as a leader in upcoming 5 years?
Yeah. As you said, Honorable Nana Patole ji and Honorable Praful Patel ji are the two leaders from our area. And now it makes me proud and feel good that both are shining at various levels. First, I will talk about Honorable Nana Patole ji. Earlier, he was the Speaker of Maharashtra Assembly, and currently he is the President of Maharashtra Congress. See, Mr. Nana Patole, if we talk about his background, he comes from a very common family. His father was not in politics, his mother was not in politics. He was the only person in the politics from his family. If we see the background, at his young age, he was having good friends in his organization. Recently, means before an year, I took his interview where he told that he was having a group of good friends. And main thing is, his father, mother, none of his family member was in the politics. Then also, step by step, he achieved this position. He was 3 times MLA earlier. Later, he became member of parliament. Then he was appointed as the member of means national president of Indian Kisan Congress. Then he became the speaker of Maharashtra Assembly, and now he is the president of Maharashtra Congress. So I see from his career that every common man can achieve good heights if he plan, if he has some motive for the people. Like you know very well, Bhandara district is one of the district in state of Maharashtra. So a very small village, a boy can reach the highest positions at state and various level we have seen. And this marks something different, means it's like an inspiration for me. If a boy of a very small village can be a president of Indian National Congress Maharashtra. Then if I talk about Mr. Praful Patel, you know very well that he is the president of All India Football Federation, and he also belongs to Gondia. He was earlier union minister, but still he loves Gondia. So from both these leaders, means Praful Bhai is an international personality. So as both the leaders, means I am very fortunate that I could associate with both of them. Means I could be a part of their strategy. I could campaign for both of them. So they both are from Bhandara and Gondia district, but they are shining at state level, national level, and international level. Recently, if you have seen the national media in last few years, so both of them are the highlighting face of that national media, state media, and of course international media as well. So of course they both are icon for all of us, and they both have good plannings for Bhandara and Gondia. I would like to give you one example that we used to ask him that, sir, now you are in the government, so what we could get? So he said, Prashant, we belong to the area where many of the people are in the field of agriculture. So I'm looking forward to plan an agricultural college in our area. And fortunately, we got one government agriculture college in our Sakoli. And then Praful Bhai brought some industries. So they both of them having good vision for our district, our area, and we are getting good benefits. So what I mean to say at last, both of them are the inspiration because from belonging to Bhandara and Gondia, they are shining at state level and national level and international level.
Indeed, it is good to hear your thoughts because you worked with them closely, and even Mr. Patole was, was earlier a part of current ruling party, which is in power right, in center, right? So he was
Yeah.
always known as a the strong voice for farmers, right? So he was uh, supporting ruling party when he was in that party, but there was some clash with Prime Minister of India. Then he resigned that party and all, right? So he was always chosen what is required for people, and he always supported people, not government. So that is what Mr. Patole is different from others, and that's what the power of the common man, still continuously, and he's in power, and continuously empowering social values, and raising a voice for democracy. That makes me proud as well, because I'm coming from the same area where people are very honest. They are not aligned with any agenda. They are very clear. If some government is doing good, they are with them. If government, they see that there is a problem, they immediately criticize government. They don't care about whether they are in power, whether they are with them, right? So that is the power of leaders, and that is called leadership values. When you are honest with people, and because the people only chosen you as a leader, right? So that's good to know, good to learn from these two leaders, Mr. Patel and Mr. Patole. But apart from that, when I see Prashant Waghaye is coming from a very, it's a small village, right? Small village nearby Lakhni, and I have visited your hometown, Prashant, almost around 5 years
Yeah, yeah, right,
ago,
right.
right?
I
And
remember.
and I've seen that there is a challenges of road. There are no proper road. There are also a situation as internet connectivity is not there, and the people are having a after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, people used to close their lights and they shut their doors and just sleeping, right? So
Yes.
during this difficult time you are coming through, and you have seen so many ups and downs during this time when you founded your Sapnaprati Foundation. What is your learning out of it? Means how you see this India situation, how you see your area growth. Do you think we are still needing some kind of development strategy for infrastructure development, as well as if you become a leader, let's say that after 10 years, 5 years, if you become MLA, MP, or let's say the Prime Minister of India after 20 years, God knows, right? If you're doing good work, possibly you can reach that level.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
yeah, but what I'm trying to say, that let's say if you get that position, if you become a Prime Minister of India, what is your thought process for India, and what is your target area where you wanted to improve? So if you could share that, being a social activist, I wanted to see that, and being a wider audience perspective, your thought process, because you are educated and also recently pursued MBA as well. So we need people in any politics, highly educated people who can think wisely, who can think management perspective to manage a situation. So if you could elaborate on that, it will be great.
Yeah. First of all, I am highly thankful to you for thinking about me after 20 years. I don't know what will happen after 20 years, but I will try my level best to serve the people of this country. Because as I born in India, I feel and consider myself very fortunate. I must tell you that many great leaders born in India. If we think about the great leaders, I should tell you some name. You must know we celebrate every year the birth anniversary of great Maratha Emperor Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his mother, to whom we call Rajmata Jijau. And then in India, many other people who born and they were the leader. I think for the development of the people, what people want, that is what very important. In the time of Shivaji Maharaj, all people, means people from the all walks of life was with him, because he loves the people. He did not have any particular symbol on that peoples. Across every caste, community, and everything, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj loved his people and kingdom. That's why he was one of the most successful and most respected kings across the world. But later, what you think about me in after 20 years? So see, the area where we belong is there are some problems, as you said, because recently we have got an important share of the ruling party, but earlier we couldn't. The problem is that we need good infrastructure. The present situation of COVID we are facing now, we are losing very good people. But the problem is, now we see that we are having some poor hospital, or we are having some lack of poor infrastructure. So first thing is that to develop the good infrastructure, and second thing is that to develop good human resource, because infrastructure will be useful only when there will be a good human resource to use it. Otherwise, only infrastructure can't do anything. For operating that infrastructure, for using that infrastructure, good quality of human resource is important. And from where we will get the good human resource? From the good education. So I think if I will get an opportunity to work for the people, so I will work in the field of education, I will work in the field of agriculture, I will create the people, those who will lead the masses. And I think the good human resource will lead India towards the good heights, because we have hospitals right now, means in COVID situation, or else we can build the hospital within very short span of time, but we cannot create doctors in very short span of time. Recently, you might have heard our honorable chief minister Shri Uddhav Thackeray ji. He said that creating infrastructure is not creating hospital, because creating hospital requires good doctors, good surgeons, and medical staff. So, if I will get an opportunity, I will work in the field of education, I will work in the field of infrastructure, healthcare, and most important, agriculture. Because the population of India, more than 75% of population of India belongs to directly or indirectly to the occupation agriculture. And I think we are supposed to make this occupation strengthen, because nowadays the people are not willing to go towards agriculture. But I think after some years that will be the only option, because privatization is going to happen, and everyone is in need of job. So I think one day we will have to plan not to get the job, but to give the job. And for this we need, we think, I personally think too, we should bring some revolution in the field of agriculture. So Mr. Roshan, if I will be at power after some years, so I will think about the field of education, agriculture, human resource, and of course infrastructure. As you know, we have seen good hospitals like AIMS. As we see technology, like we are conversing with each other with technology. So somewhere, somewhat, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, who was the first prime minister of our nation, planned what after 50 years. Rajiv Gandhi ji planned that there should be computer, laptop on every table in every office. So that's the result we could see now. We couldn't see the result of revolution all of a sudden, but we could see the result of after some years. So as you said, our area also means giving some inputs in the field of education, and hopefully we will see good results in coming days. Because I remember I was reading Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. At that time he said that a country, one more powerful country across the world, denied India to give the supercomputer. And then time Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi said, we will create our supercomputer. So I will create, means I will try to improve myself at such level. What people can't give us or what world can't give us, we will try to give. And you might know now, means I would like to give an example of Covishield vaccine. It is being manufactured in India, and it is supplying to 60 plus countries across the world. So once we were asking from the people, now we are giving to the people. So, dear friend, I will, if I will get an opportunity by the blessings of God, all my loved ones, and all my people, I will work in the field of education, infrastructure, management, human resource, healthcare, and agriculture.
Indeed, good to know, Prashant, your thought, and it's really inspiring what you are planning for in upcoming years, right? And definitely, we are confident on the situation. Whereas India need leaders who are, who are well educated, who need who are having a knowledge of management, who are knowing the education system, right? So that is the power of education, right? So I will give an example. What is happening in Spain, right? So Spain, if you look at the Prime Minister of Spain right now, Pedro Sanchez, right? So he is a leader. So when I see him, when I compare a leader of other Asian countries, I feel there is a huge gap, right? So the leaders in Europe, if you talk about Italy Prime Minister, if you talk about France Prime Minister, if you talk about European Union President, they are very highly educated, and they are very thought-provoking leaders. They are not only talking; they are proving what they wanted to see their people, and what they wanted to improve in their ground, right? So education plays a vital role, right? But while considering the situation, let's talk about Mr. Barack Obama, right? When he was the president
Yes,
of United States, he is coming from
yes,
a very down to earth family where he was
right.
struggling for a very difficult time. He was working in a street, cleaning street, putting a garbage, and collecting garbage from a different areas, and the person is. And the person becoming the president of the United States, right? So this is one kind of inspiration. We have all young leaders have in front of us, right? So while considering this, do you think across world is there any leader who is like Barack Obama in current trend which is going on? Because I feel that there is no other Barack Obama. If you talk about any leaders, I'm talking about Europe, I'm talking about Asia. Can you compare? Can we get another Barack Obama?
See, if we study international politics, we must study Barack Obama. I do read Barack Obama, and I many times I listen to him. Before, when he was the president of America, he visited India, and he has delivered a wonderful speech. You must have listened it. So he has great vision for his nation, no doubt. And when he was the president, he had very good. He shared very good relations with India. When we study at national level, we see various leaders. So for India, means right now, if we think, so you must have heard the name of Mr. Prithviraj Chauhan, who is the former chief minister of Maharashtra. Then Mr. Sachin Pilot, who was the deputy chief minister of the Rajasthan. I believe that education is one of the important asset, and every leader must pursue it. So as Mr. Prithviraj Chauhan is studied in the field of engineering and technology, he is the student of former student of Bets Pilani University, Hyderabad, and Mr. Sachin Pilot also one of the very educated leader. So I believe that such people in India can lead in future, and they have the guts to be the prime minister. And I could see them as prime minister in future, because when Rajiv Gandhi ji was in the power, Prithviraj Chauhan ji was very good friend of him. You must know about Satara. If I am not wrong, you have been there for your education, right? So Prithviraj Chauhan ji has that guts, just like means doing politics is a different thing, but marking right and wrong exactly is the great strength of Shri Prithviraj Chauhan. And I found many times that he has given very good suggestions to the government. He never compare that who is in the power and who is not in the power. He always give good and precious suggestions to the government. I heard before many months, means before few months, he said that it's okay that first wave is getting down, but I feel that we should have good infrastructure if unfortunately we have to face the second wave of corona. And this that happens true. So if you ask me, then right now I could see these two leaders who can lead the nation. But apart from that, means right now Prithviraj Chavanji is in the politics of the state of Maharashtra. Sachin Pilotji is in the politics of the state of Rajasthan. The former Congress President Rahul Gandhi ji is one more leader who is able to handle this nation with complete power. See, I don't want to share any political thoughts or party views, but everyone will accept, even national media and international media will also accept that Rahul Gandhi was the leader who told and warned to government that we must be prepared for the second wave of COVID, that this is a dangerous and this is very serious. But means our government didn't take it seriously, and unfortunately we could see the result. If our government had taken seriously that point, so we would not have to see such a critical situation. So Rahul Gandhi ji has that vision to think about the future, because what you want after 5 years, you have to think from today, you have to invest your efforts from today. So I think if we talk about Prithviraj Chauhan, or if we talk about Sachin Pilot, in coming years they can be. But recently, if we think a good leader who can stand at national level and lead the India, so I think that is Rahul Gandhi, because he has educated mind, he had plans for the nation. And you must know that his father, late Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, his grandmother, late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, was assassinated in this country only. Then also he tried to reach to the very common man, the last common man of this nation. He goes throughout the nation, means every part of nation: Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, India, Andhra Pradesh, and every part of area. And they try to be be with the population of that part. So I think if I talk about Prithviraj Chauhan, Sachin Pilot, that will be little late. But right now, if we think about a good leader who can handle everything, that is Rahul Gandhi. Sometimes it's okay that the people, those who always think about the politics, some minds are there who always think about politics, but that's not good. So I think Rahul Gandhi is not a leader of that category. He always thinks about the development. When we had lockdown in the last year, the entire country was locked down, but the education expert and researcher said that we should continue the study. In fact, we must continue the study of students, because they should not be apart from study for a long time. So at that time, as an MP, I guess he sent near about 1,000 TVs and educational material which will help the students to do the study online. So that is called the vision, means building roads and building buildings. That is not only the development, but giving good education, creating good leaders. That is also a good thing. So I think Rahul Gandhi can lead our nation.
Good to know that, Prashant, but I think that is a partially statement. I would not support any political agenda here. That is your view, right? So we are very unbiased, and I see that because you are working with these leaders, and
Yes, yes, yes.
and absolutely their point of view is different. But Transcontinental Times is not supporting any political agenda right now, and we will always support support people who are going through this difficult time.
Yeah.
What I wanted to emphasize on, let's talk about current ruling party, right? There are many leaders, right? Let's talk about Dr. Swami. He's one of the most talented person right now in India, who is coming from the ruling party, whereas he's having a
Yes, yes.
wrong
Dr.
vision,
Swami, right.
and he always say right things right, back, and wrong things wrong, right? He's not afraid about XYZ person who is in power. He always talk about what is wrong, what is right. There are people also in opposition, like those are highly educated, like Shashi Tharoor, who was United Nation no, United Nation representative for India. He was also the thought-provoking leaders and all, right? So this kind of leaders should be utilized. That's what I feel it, right? But if you look at Spain, let me give you the ground reality. What might be, you guys are India, but you're not knowing what is happening in Spain, right? So Spain, if you imagine that if Prashant Waghaye is the Prime Minister of Spain, there is a huge pressure on Prashant. So people treat here president, prime minister, or king as a public servant. They don't treat prime minister and minister as a god. Okay, so there is a
Right.
there is a
Yes.
misinterpretation. If you consider your politician, if you consider your leaders as a god, that is a big threat for country. Because if you giving a chance, you are giving a power because you are electing them as a leader and they have to deliver their work. That pressure, I feel personally, is missing. Doesn't matter, it is missing since last 20 years. I'm not talking about current ruling party, but there are a situation where our people are misinterpreted the power of vote, power of election. And most of the ruling parties, most of the earlier parties as well, they are spending huge money for giving, for getting vote for in their, in their way, right? So I think the election system, education, and the thoughts of people are more temporary, not permanent, right? So they are not capable enough to create pressure on government. Doesn't matter about ruling party or opposition party. I am talking about general perspective. Whereas in Spain, prime minister cannot fool a person. Prime minister cannot fool society. If he fool, next day he will not become a prime minister. That is the power of education, because
Right.
it is happening because all your people in country are educated, and education is the most important factor in any country. Let's talk about specific area in India. Kerala having a almost 85% to 90% literacy rate. And the
Right.
people in Kerala don't believe in any religion. They believe in development, they believe in thought, they believe in action. And that is what we talk about. If you talk about Kerala, because I was in Kerala almost for 1 year during, Cochin. I visited Cochin, I visited
Right.
Trivandrum.
Right. Yes.
and i
Yes. Yes.
seen
I know.
people I seen people there. They are very practical. They don't believe in any any leader who are talking in air. They wanted to see result. And that is what Kerala is one of the benchmark in India, whereas other states can learn and increase their literacy rate. If people in India become literate, then country will automatically grow. No leaders can make them fool, right? But what is happening in last 10 years or 15 years, every political parties come into picture. They try to manipulate people on the basis of infrastructure, as you mentioned, right? They are going to create
Right.
infrastructure, but they are not talking about people responsibility. They are not talking about education. They are not talking about healthcare. Always misleading people, right? But if that could happen in Spain, people will immediately kick that prime minister out from the country. So this is what the power of education I'm going to talk about. And that is what I feel India is in need of those kind of leaders in upcoming 20 years. And whereas I can see Prashant, people like Prashant Waghaye, people like there is also person Sudhanwa Chetule, right? I heard about him from some journalists like Chetan Bhairam and all, right? Chetan Bhairam is our one of the good friend, right? So he talk about Sudhanwa. And then also I seen his work. He worked with Mr. Praful Patel and all, right? So these kind of people who are educated, who knows ground reality, and they are having the right
Yes.
education, right? So these kind of people are required in the system, right? But what is happening right now?
See,
Yeah.
if we talk about this very, very nicely, you catched all these things. See, as a good citizen, leave any political party. As a good citizen, we think about the nation with broad perspective. I'd like to give an example of Shri Nitin Gadkari, who is a union minister. He really means every political party and the person will appreciate him for the efforts which he has been doing for in this pandemic situation. So it's not like so that we are supporting any particular person or any particular political party. As a citizen of India, if even next prime minister will become of Bharatiya Janata Party, consider if in 2024 if that they get majority. So of course there is a people like Nitin Gadkari ji and all those who are doing good, because as you said, we are very unbiased. When we should say that good is good. Many people of Nagpur appreciating, not only Nagpur, completely Vidarbha and Maharashtra appreciating the efforts of Shri Nitin Gadkari ji. At the same time, you must have heard the name Mr. Srinivas BV in Delhi. He is providing oxygen cylinders to the embassies of the various countries. So while talking about the development, whether Srinivas Bibi belong to any other party, whether Shri Nitin Gadkari ji belong to any other party, they are doing good work, and the people of nation appreciating their good work beyond the limits of party and everything. Next point, you spoke about the education system and mentioned my dear friend Sudhanva Chetule. He is working in the field of management, and as you said, I would like to give you one example which I was going to speak further, but fortunately you mentioned it. His village, he also belongs to a very small village like me. We both belong to very small villages in the district of Bhandara. So in his village there is a school, that is a jhatpi school, government school. Nowadays what is happening, we people are not expecting to learn our children in government school. But let me tell you, his village having the government school which won various awards at state level and various level. Means I think honorable chief minister, honorable ministers felicitate their school, and many people, lakhs of people. I am speaking with confidence, I am speaking with figures. Lakhs of people across the Maharashtra visited his village school. So it's all about vision. What the picture is behind that, a small person from a small village, if he is educated, he can change it. One principal is there, his name is Mr. Mubarak Sayyed. uh, you must know him. He is also awarded as Moti by our NGO Swapnapurti Foundation. He leads that beautiful institute. That is a school up to standard fourth, but that school is the center of attraction of many people. Many class one officers visited that school. So India need educated perspective. I do agree with you. Then whatever the party may it have, every party must give the educated leaders that they can think about the transformation. Because if we have example of Mr. Sudanwa, we have example of any other places, those who start their career from the village politics, and then they become a part of national politics. Mr. Vilas Rao Deshmukh, who was the former chief minister, he started his career from his village. Then he became the chief minister. Then he became the union minister. So of course I do agree with you that every leader, every party must have educated perspective. Because when means sometimes I feel why I am educated. Then I got to know my mother is educated. Then I think why my mother is educated, because her mother is educated. But the pillars of my mother's education and her mother's education was started by the great personality, Honorable Savitribai Phule. You must have heard the name. And Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. The people have planned the policy of the future of nation, and that's why my mother could learn, and my mother learned. That's why I could learn. So, while thinking about the development, education plays a very, very important role. Every leader, every party must give the educated minds come. See, two people are working together. One is educated and one is not educated. Of course, experience matters a lot, but educated people will have a good quality mindset. They will think about the development, they will think about the future, they will think about the 360-degree perspective. And that is very important. We know Swami Vivekananda, means India is the land of Swami Vivekananda, it is the land of Mahatma Gandhi, it is the land of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Earlier I have mentioned Savitribai Phule, Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. You must know the name Rajarshi Shahu Maharaj. He was the king, but then also being a king, he supported many people for the education. Rajarshi Shahu Maharaj supported Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar for the education, and then Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar written the constitution of this nation. And what Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar has given to this nation, we could see. So I think supporting educated minds is very important. I do agree with you. And whatever the political party or any organization belongs to, I think that party, that institution, that organization should have the mindset or agenda to support the educated minds. I do agree with you. Very nicely, you captured it.
Actually, Prashant, I heard that, right. So and also I seen, because I'm when I talk with people, right, those are in different countries. Let's talk about. I was recently talking with a person who is in Africa, who's working with transcontinental times, right? So I seen Africa also going through this kind of problem. If you talk about China, China also going through this kind of problem, right? Whereas democracy is completely hijacked, right? So let's talk about China. Uh, Whatever happening in the ground, journalists cannot report on the media. If they report, they will sent to jail. So this kind of misuse of power, if you talk about Thailand, Thailand also going through this kind of challenges. In Asia, we have countries like Pakistan also going this kind of challenge, this kind of problem, right?
Mhm.
So these politicians are wrongly using power and continuously, continuously downgrading the human values and not transparent with people, dividing people for their shake of the benefits because they wanted to steal power, and they are not having enough confidence to face media because they wanted to control the media. If they control media,
Yes.
reality will not come out, right? So China is an example, Thailand is an example, and then also there are many countries in Asia are going through this kind of big trouble. Being a teacher, what do you think how this problem can be resolved? Is that United Nations can interfere in this matter, or there should be one international community should come together and resolve this problem? Because hiding a ground reality, hiding a growth, and not being a transparent with people is not
Yes.
leadership. Is not leadership. Is not leadership. Is a
See,
leader. Yeah.
I'm getting your point. See, the democracy, we see, or else we call, if we want to define it, we see that it is a system which is made by the people, for the people, from the people. Okay. So in this democracy, there are four pillar lines. Just like what first pillar is the government, second is the administration, and third is the judiciary, and fourth is the media. Okay. So every government should be transparent and it is answerable to the media, because media speaks or media asks the question of the people of the country. Okay. So the government and the administration should be answerable to the media. But unfortunately, what is happening in the last few years, that what governments wants to show to the people, that is being shown only. But what actually happens, government should be answerable. Just like, see, if I am doing something wrong, and consider you are a media person, and if you tell me that Mr. Prashant, you are doing this thing wrong, so I should accept it firmly. Yes, thank you for making me correct. I was doing this wrong. So I think that much maturity leaders should show. See, if recently you spoke about education, education plays very important role. Our mom said, say sorry to people, say thank you to people. So your thank you and sorry will not bring a great change, but that will make a pleasure space for yourself in the next person's country. So in the same way, if a leader is being mistaken or he is making mistake, so he should accept, and that is for only we have media. See, earlier media used to say that this person or this ministry is doing wrong work. They are supposed to do this work. So earlier we have seen ministers that they used to say, yes, thank you for suggesting good thing. So I think in the field of government, media, and administration, suggestion should be given by media, because the media, what media suggests, that is the suggestion actually by the people, and media should be completely transparent, and then only media can ask the question. If we think about the education, education must be there in every field, because see, nowadays what happening, people are asking question, people are getting answer, but there should not be planned question and there should not be planned answer. You must be getting what I want to say. There should be unexpected question and there should be exact answer. But unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't happen. So if we think educated mindset again, educated mindset can bring change. I would like to give you two example. You must have heard the name Nandurbar. There is a collector, Dr. Rajendra Harud. So he belongs, means in his childhood he belongs to very poor family, but now he has become class 1 officer, and he is answerable to media, and he says any person can contact me, and he is doing really very good work. So he belongs to common man, he belongs to rural area, that's why he knows the problem, and if he goes wrong, he firmly accepts. One more example I would like to give you, what how education bring changes in us. Just like, see, you are born in a different country, you are living in a different country. I was born in a different village, right now I am living in a different city. In bringing this change, education played very very important role. In my neighborhood there is a very small village, and a girl used to be there in her childhood, and now the same girl is the deputy commissioner in a department, and she is an IRS officer, Miss Usha Boyer Donode. So these people brought changes in themselves because they are educated. So education plays very important role. So every field wherever we will go, we will be the part of education, we will be the part of management, we will be the part of anything. Just like, see, I am the part of education industry, I am the part of social activity. So I think if I am educated, that's why I could do some more than any illiterate people. It's okay that earlier generations were illiterate, but now government has planned many things to literate every person, and many things are being done well by the government, various government. I'm not saying any particular government. It may be state government, it may be national government, and the local management bodies, just like municipal corporation and Jilla Parishad and all. They are making good schools, and they are seeing their future in the good leaders, not only in the field of politics, but in the field of management, in the field of law, in the field of everything. So education plays very important and a vital role. So media should ask the question. Recently, you mentioned Mr. Chetan Bairam. Earlier, some leaders came to our district and they held a press conference. So they were thinking that there won't be question answers. They have answered 4 or 5 questions. So a journalist asked that, see, you planned this event, and you say that event, it is organized for the farmers. But when I see at the population or the participant of this program, I see very few number of farmers. So what is this? So I feel that day that this is the very good sign of the democracy. A journalist is asking a question to a big leader, and that leader said, we called farmers and all and all. But journalist again said, see, my question is very specific. You said that this program is organized for the farmers, but I see very few farmers. Why? So such questions should be asked. Now, when that same leader will have another program at a different place, so we will think about this point. So, in this way, education can bring great change in every sector.
Absolutely, Prashant. Agree with your thought process, and actually, every country needs a leader like you, and leader like Barack Obama, leader like people who are think on a ground level, who don't believe in talking, who believe in action, and who believe in implementation,
Exactly.
who
Because
believe in
actions speak louder than words.
absolutely, absolutely. But apart from that, let's talk about the United States. What happened recently, right? So when Donald Trump was the president of United States, we have spoken with some journalists, those who are working in Fox News, those who are working in the Washington Post. There are many, because we are media people, right? Working with people who are trying to expose the ground reality, what is happening there, right? So there was a threat. You cannot expose what president was doing in the United States when he was in power, and that is what the democracy was going through, right? So people, the president Donald Trump was trying his best to suppress press freedom. He even tried as well. But if you look at the result, ultimate result, people have decided not to vote for him, and that's what Joe Biden came into picture. But these kind of leaders come into power with which mindset? Means how people choose these kind of leaders, because they are dividing people, they are big racist, and still people believing this kind of leaders. So is that mean United States people are not having good literacy rate? The people in United States are not enough educated? What is your thought on this? Because when Donald Trump get elected, it means that people have voted him.
Mhm.
So what is your thought? How you see what went wrong? Is that something went wrong and that's what people choose a person like Donald Trump? What do you think about this situation? I'm talking about international
Uh,
politics. I'm not talking about any Asian country. Let's talk about real situation where people refuse the leader who don't believe in work, who believe in destroying country, and that is very global.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it. See, when great announcements are being made, so unfortunately we like it. We should not like it because announcements are not the result. Announcements are announcements. Because see, I would like to give you an example. Earlier, when general elections held in our country, so we have given surprises of various announcements. But unfortunately, after result when came, we couldn't get that. So that is not a mistake of a person who is getting elected. Firstly, I should tell you, if we think that we have chosen a wrong leader, so then I believe that it's a mistake of ours. Now, see why? Because I am educated, I know what I want. And if I have 10 people and among 10 I am to vote, so I should think for a moment, leave all the announcements, leave all the big promises they have made. We must think what I want, who can give among them. That one question should be asked to ourselves, not to any party, not to any big posters, not to anything. That one honest question we should ask to ourselves: if I want education, if I want infrastructure, if I want these good things, who can give me without giving anything? So then the answer will come right. But unfortunately, what happens, the campaigns are becoming very means high voltage campaigns. Just like recently we experienced, on one side the corona was increasing, and another side the elections being held. And where the elections held, the situation of that place is very tragic. But still, means I believe that the maturity could be shown by the leaders, that they could urge to election commission that we think either to stop the election here, or we think we suspend the election over here. But unfortunately that maturity couldn't shown by any leader. But honest people now must think that what facilities I want and who can give me. And I think our mind will give a correct answer. But many times what happens, with love of some or other things, we don't ask this right question to right one, means our mind. We just believe in big advertisement, big posters, big rallies, and public meetings, and we just give vote. Because earlier, means I must not mention anything. Once I was in a western part of Maharashtra. So I asked a question to that people: "You are choosing same leader since last 30 years." See what I'm saying? I asked them, "You are choosing same leader since last 30 years. Aren't you get bored?" The people say no. I asked why. They said, we asked for the water facility, they have given water facility. We asked for the school colleges, they have developed school colleges. We asked for the infrastructure, they have brought good infrastructure. Means if a leader is giving good things, then people can't get bored of him. But once again, I come to the point, I must ask to my mind, my heart, that I want development, I want education, I want infrastructure. And who can give this? There should not be any perspective. No caste, no religion, no nothing. Just these are the 10 people, and I want education, I want management, I want good infrastructure, I want good health care. And who is among them able to give me? And then we should vote. I think democracy will remain alive, and we will get good leaders.
Actually, so you're talking about education plays an important role in this development and saving a democracy. That's for true, and and this is what United States have witnessed this kind of situation when the leader was trying to divide people on the name of nationalism. Right? And nationalism is all about. Donald Trump was saying that, okay, I want my people to be people to be saved. Right? So he was trying divide people in black and white. Right? So if you talk about South America, the people joining if black people was in the United States where they are going through difficult time at. It's all about dividing people for sake of
Right, right.
their voting power, and that's what leaders do that, right? So people understood because there is a time, right? So you can there is a nature of law, right? So you can fool people one time, two times, but you cannot fool people three times, right?
Yes,
So there is a
absolutely.
so there are the changes always leaders must go through and should accept the facts and understand what is required for people and what is not required for people for getting a good power, right? So before leaving this discussion, just wanted to understand your thought, what message you wanted to pass to the people who or person who wanted to become a solid social activist who are struggling for platform, because in village there are many people who are unbiasedly working for social cause, but they are not having a strong political power, because strong political power is definitely required when you want to achieve something, and when you have to come that level, you have to join XYZ component, XYZ forum, whereas you can get a platform to speak and get some blessing from leaders, right? So what is your message, how young youth can
Yes,
come together? Yeah.
yes. So while concluding or while coming at last, I would like to say that as we have spoken about politics, we have spoken about education, we have spoken about infrastructure and various things. So the message is, we need some practical happenings. There should be, it should be okay. Means earlier, someone used to speak from Delhi and people of villages follow it, but now media is there, social media is there. So firstly I speak about social activist. Every social activist or every social person who wants to do or serve the community, he must be honest with his goals, he must be honest with his own motives. Because see, while doing some things for the society, one will face a lot of challenges, and while facing these challenges, keeping constant with your motives, that is very important. Sometimes while doing some or other things, we lost our motives and it became dangerous for us. It means if I wanted to earn something different apart from my motives, so I could earn a lot, but I never left my motives. I had planned that I want this way only, and this is the right way for me. I didn't change my way because I think the way I was traveling, that was the right way. Though some things I get and some things I didn't get. And then if we think about education, so some changes are expected in the field of education. Just like, see, people compare the student between state board, central board, and international board, and this. I think all boards give only one thing, and that is the education. Then how to take the education, that is completely depending on us, because every board give the education. The students, those who study from the state board, also become the doctor, and student from the central and international board also can become the doctor. So there should not be comparison, just like who is lower board, who is higher board. I think every board is board, and every board try to give the good education, and same with the universities. But still, development is the process which can never be completed. So in any field, we must try to improve ourselves. And education we get, but when we get bookish knowledge, so with bookish knowledge, I do think, I believe that bookish knowledge is important, but along with bookish knowledge, practical knowledge is very, very important. Moral values are very, very important. You are having wealth, you are having good money, it doesn't mean that you will behave with the people the way you want. One must behave with the people politely, must not behave harshly. But sometimes people think that I have good money, or else I am the millionaire. So whatever the way I will choose to behave with the people, that's wrong. I think moral education, moral values play a very important role. as Gandhiji said, and many philosophers said, you can win the world with love. So first we have to win the people. If we win the people, we can win the world. And then, education is it's a must. It's okay if you don't have a bungalow. It's okay if you don't have a car, but it must not be okay if you don't have an education. You must have education. Every student of this nation must get good education. And sometimes, education should not be given to the people who has good money only. Many poor people in the villages, in the small towns, having good talent. So this talent must come out at the all aspect of life. Means we could see good managers from the rural area. We could see upcoming good MLAs and MPs from the rural area. We could see good lawyers from the rural area. Means not rural area particularly I'm saying, but last to last, weakest section of the society can give us good leaders. So while concluding, I must tell you that India is the land of great people. Means we are fortunate that Sant Tukaram, earlier born here, Sant Dnyaneshwar, Sant Jagnade Maharaj, and many other people, Sant Narhari Maharaj, many great people born over here, and many kings. So this Maharashtra, this India, is the land of great people. So we have great lessons from them. We have great knowledge from them. We have great philosophy from them. So we should follow this, and we must not forget the feeling of humanity and kindness towards the world. Then we will definitely create the world. And while concluding, I extend my heartful thanks to you, Transcontinental Times, for giving me an international platform to speak over here, where I can present my Swapnapurti Foundation, my NGO, and you mentioned my school where I'm working as an admin right now, the Little Flower School, and various my leaders and my nation. I could speak various, as your show has a very good name. Means earlier I discussed with some of my friends that show has a very good name, 360 degree, which means it includes all. So thank you very much from my NGO, from my school, and from all my things where I belong to. I extend my heartful thanks to Transcontinental Times, and especially to you to host this. If you have any last question, you may ask. But at saying this, I must mention special thanks to the people, those who supported me in all walks of life. Just like I joined educational movement, social movement, and even somehow in political movement. So many people trusted over me because I was belonging to a very common family, very common man. They believe that, Prashant, you are educated, you have done masters in English, you have done masters in business administration, and the people supported me. Then at some point I feel, yes, I am something, and people are supporting me. So I think such more Prashant should come forward, and the people, those who are set and they have the power to power up the youngsters like us, give a chance to serve in the various fields. Just like I want to serve in the field of education, in the field of politics, in the field of society.
Good to know,
Yeah.
Prashant. Just only small request: when you become a prime minister, when you become a cabinet minister after 20 years, don't try to control administration, don't try to control judiciary, don't try to control media. We
Yeah.
want to see leaders who are very transparent, and we wish you all the best. Whatever you're doing, you are doing
Yeah,
amazing work.
let me tell you, this transparency must be. I mean, I do believe that after 20 years you will also be there, and I will also be there. I don't know where you think I will be there or not, but after 20 years also, I'll be very transparent with my people, and if I will be there in the system, I will be very transparent with the administration, because administration is a thing which can give us good suggestion also, and that suggestions I think are very precious. So I will be very transparent, and after 20 years even, and up to my last breath.
Okay, so before concluding this discussion, I wanted to make a very clear disclaimer. Transcontinental Times never supports any political agenda, any political party. We are here for people who are fighting for their rights. They are fighting for their education system. They are fighting for their human values. So Transcontinental Times always bring such people who are working under different political parties without having any political agenda to promote on this forum. So this is what our opinion is about. This is what about 360 degree live show is all about, to understand and transfer the idea and thought process what other leaders think about. It's not meant for promoting their agenda for their party on this platform, right? So this is what all about Transformative Times is doing it, and we are continuously doing. Our team is continuously covering UK.
Yes, yes.
There are many situations going on. Some leaders are not performing well. We are coming up with different opinion pieces what leaders should think about. So it's not doesn't mean that we are criticizing and supporting XYZ political party. Media should be unbiased, and that's what Transcontinental Times always
Yes,
remain
yes. I
with,
agree.
unbiased, independent, without having any pressure from any political party in future and right now. So this is all about. Stay tuned for
I do
upcoming.
agree with you.
Stay tuned
I
for.
do agree with you, and all the best to you too.
Thank you very much, Prashant, and it was really a pleasure to have you on this Transformative Times, and looking forward to speak to you again, and wishing you all the best for your or mission and work what you are doing. Keep doing it. Be transparent and be a powerful
Thank you.
upcoming 20 years. So this was the discussion which we have expected to finish in 45 minutes, but it was going more than that. So apologize for that, but. In upcoming discussions, we are going to bring United Nations leaders. Those are doing some different ground reality work and also helping nation to grow together. And also we are bringing some filmmakers across Europe and Asia to understand how they are going through and how they are managing through. As of now, this is all about from today's show. Thank you very much for joining with us, and have a great day. Bye bye.